Hello and welcome to BeaDivineVintage. Today I'm going to take you to day 6 of Junk Journal January UK, where these lovely graphics, let's show you here and here, are just part of a fantastic design called Winter Woodland, created by Sandra from Happy Stationery and Crafting Dragon Design. This is the Winter Wonderland Be Happy Stationery Dragon Kit, which you can find, I believe, both in Etsy and Ko-fi. I'll put the links below. And Junk Journal January UK is also in collaboration with Lindsey of the Vintage Button. So I have been working this week, so I have got a little bit behind with my days. However, these are not my designated days. These are some extra days I'm doing, so I don't quite feel as bad. So, as I said, this is day 6, which is Nest. Day 5 here is Frosted. That's my snowdrops and this lovely snowdrop trim. Day 5 was Simple, which I thought this is a simple, very simple collage design, but very effective, using a glassine bag with a tag in there. You can see some of the graphics. But then when we open that, we come to Tuesdays, which was the Nest. And in here, I have got nested inside this Victorian puzzle purse, or Victorian puzzle pocket. I have got nested, need to be quiet, a tiny little owls, the baby owls in the nest, having a sleep in there. And this Victorian paper that I've actually used has got I think it's a fallow deer on there. So what I'm going to do today in this video, it's only a short video, is show you how to make this lovely, see if I can remember how to fold it. Yeah, I spend the video telling you it's easy to fold once folded. So I'm going to show you how to fold this lovely little puzzle pocket. Okay then, so follow along and we'll have a go at making this together. So I've chosen some Victorian paper. This is from the late 1800s. And this one's got some little girls and women singing on the front there, on that side. And this one has got the deer on it with the winter scene. So because they're quite old and so therefore quite flimsy, I'm going to put two pieces together. So because I would like this somehow involved, and obviously I'd like the deer involved, I'm actually going to put that piece of paper upside down and this piece of paper on top. Now just to give you an idea of size, this is 6.5 inches across. So the square that I'm going to make from this will be 6.5 inches square, because it's a square of paper that we need. Do you remember when you were little and we did those games, you know, where you had your piece of paper and you folded it and it was like pick a corner, and you pick a corner like a fortune teller. It's a very similar sort of concept to that. So I'm literally going to stick these two pieces of paper together to give me a little bit of strength. So let's put that onto there. Now if you want to do, you can get your ruler and measure 6.5 inches up, dot it your paper and cut it, or just measure it on your cutter. But I'm just going to use the old-fashioned system where you literally take your bottom corner upwards. You have to be careful with your folding here to get it quite precise. I'm going to take the top ones like and just sharpen that crease. And then here, this is the bit I want cutting off, this little bit at the end. So you would cut that off however you choose to do it, be it via your machine or via your ruler. And again, don't throw those bits of paper away. So we've now got that folded like that. So we've got a crease running that way. So what we need to do next is make a crease running on the other diagonal. So now we've got two creases, one from one corner to another and the other to the other corners. And just as you're going along, just check. If you are gluing pieces of paper together, just check. Now I do believe if you go into Google and put in Victorian love pockets, Victorian love purses, that you can get images off, which will give you a pattern. So as you fold it, you've got a very clearly defined pattern and a Victorian style pattern as well. I mean, I couldn't get more Victorian than this by using Victorian papers. Right, so what we do next is, let me remember. So we need each one of these now divided into 3. So you can measure. So let's have a look, 6.5, yes. So which would be 2 and a little tiny bit. So we would just do that. Let's do it that way as well. So when you get them into your 3, fold them. Yep, that's right. There it is. I wondered where it was then. So that's that one. And that one. So you're going to end up with quite a few creases on this. So you've got 3 running down here. You've got your corner to corner. So next you need to do 3 running the opposite way. You've got 3 down. So these are your 3 down. So you turn your paper like that, 1 turn, and we do it again, do the 3. If you're not as confident as I'm at measuring out your thirds, like using this system, then just measure your paper. You might want to do it a much more even number then, like 6 inches square, and then these would each measure, wouldn't they, 2 inches. Yeah, there we go. That's there. Let's do that. And there. So we've got 3 creases that way. We've got 2 creases that way. 2 creases that way. 2 creases that way. 1 crease that way. You might want to just keep tightening these creases up as you go along. And 1 crease that way. And now what we do is we turn over. Right, so we've got the 3 lines, 2 lines down this way, 2 lines across, 2 lines down. We've got the corner to corner. So this is the inside of my pocket, so of my puzzle. So next we turn over, and you need to fold again. So put it on the diamond shape. Now here, where I have got my 2 lines this way and my 2 lines that way, so I've got 1 line across there and 1 line across there. Yeah, so I folded these lines. So on the back side now, you need to take, you'll see naturally where your diagonals meet those lines, and you naturally need to fold those up like this. And you will see where those lines all meet. You get a little point. It's quite difficult on this paper to see that point. So you go around and you get 4 of those. And 4. So what you end up with then is like this square in the middle. You end up with a square in the middle. So you turn over. Now this is the tricky bit. This is the bit I had to sit down and just sort of play. So you're going to bring these up. Now they will fold. Once you've done it once, they will fold naturally. So you bring that corner in and you bring it up to make a pinwheel shape there. So this next one, you do the same. You're pinching those 2 corners together, pushing that in, and that will come to do a pinwheel. You do the same with your next one and fold that one to make the pinwheel, and the final pinwheel will just fall into place, so you get this effect. Yeah, let's just zoom in now. So let's do that again. You go to each of your corners and you bring them up like this. You pinch those points together and you just fold it. Now when I first did this, it took me quite a few folds, but once you've done it, it will just come together naturally. Trust me, please trust me on that. So then what you need to do is you fold each of these corners up. So I want that little girl's head on top. I'm going to do that. This is why it's important that all your measurements are correct. So there to there, this one to this one. Let's start again. 1, 2, 3, and then this one, your 4th one, will just tuck in just a little bit, sort of off kilterish. It will tuck in there, so you get that. Then on the back it looks like this. Now you could just pop that into a pocket, that could be it, or you can glue it into your book. So if it's glued into your book, then you can pull it open like this, but I would make sure I glued it the right way around, so mine pulled open. And then you could put something in there, a little note or whatever you want to. But as you can see now, it will just start and pull itself into that pinwheel shape very easily. It just goes naturally. So once you've done that first one, it goes very easily into that pinwheel shape. Okay. So the prompt word we have for day 5 of Junk Journal January UK is nest. So I thought, what cuter than to put some of the baby owls from the Winter Woodland kit inside this pinwheel, inside this Victorian puzzle. So I've literally cut them out tiny. I'm going to edge them. Oops. With some ink. So we have to just do everything, don't we? I've just done a little simple fussy cut round. And there we go, let's do the other side. This is printed onto cardstock and it's just off one of the labels and from the kit, well, a tag from the kit. Because you don't have to use everything as sort of what it's designed to be. Just because this was part of a tag doesn't mean you have to use it as that oblong cut out tag shape. So there we go. So a little secret note can be written on that. Now underneath here, so we had frozen and simple. So this is my simple, a very simple bag with a tag, which I thought looked very pretty. And then this opens. However, to open it, you have to take the tag out. So we take that out, we open it, and that was done strategically. So what I'm going to do now is my square here at the bottom, I'm going to put some glue on there. It's a shame I didn't get my girls on. I thought I'd position them to get them on. I think I've just got one of the heads on. I'm going to position this square to be the right way up that I want it. I think it was more important for me to get the deer on anyway, with it being Winter Woodland. So one thing, we do have quite a few deer in the UK. One of our wild species. So I'm going to put the deer and the square the right way up. So let's just bring these up so I know where my deer is. And I'm going to pop that, stand up to get it sort of square where I want it. So that's there. Oh, as you can see, I've stitched around the edge as well. So let's get my little so this little square in the middle is now, let's measure it for you. That little square is 2.5 inches square. So what we need to do is, where are our owls? Our owls are here. So we're going to pop them in the middle, in the nest, and then we're going to bring these up, these sides up, and we're going to do that pinwheel shape. See, I said once you've done it once, it will fall into shape easy. We're going to then bring these up to 1. Oh, you have to cross them over. 2, 3. So this 4th one, I'm going to tuck into there, and there we go. So we've got our Victorian puzzle there, which looks like this. And I was going to paint it with some watercolour paints, because this type of paper and these black and white images do lend themselves to be painted. However, I'm leaving them as they are because we're on this cold and sort of frosty morning. Right, so that is like that. So once this is opened, so the tag will come out, this will be lifted back, and then the puzzle will undo. And there, in the middle, nesting away, we have our beautiful little owls on top of our lovely deer in the Winter Woodland. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please give me a like. Please subscribe to my channel as well. That would be amazing. And comments would be wonderful. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you.